Greetings, this is Father Michael with our word for the week. This week's word is fishing. We hear in the gospel how Jesus calls those two sets of brothers, Peter and Andrew, James and John, who were by vocation and by a profession fishermen. And he says, come follow me and I will make you fishers of men. And it's interesting thinking about that particular profession, fishing, and how it has to do with our own spiritual life. Because make no mistake, God calls each of us in our own way and according to our own talents to be fishers of men. That is to share the gospel, to follow him, and to attract others to follow him as well. When you think about fishing, two qualities come to mind. The first is that fishing is by nature a kind of contemplative activity. Fisherman spends long hours simply waiting for something to happen, a time of reflection and a time that most folks who do it, even if they're not professional, but do it for recreation, for sport, find themselves with literally time on their hands. For us, it gives us a kind of keen insight. If we're going to hear Christ call us, we've got to be listening. That first reading where Samuel, indeed, as a young man, hears the voice of the Lord, but doesn't know it's the Lord, lets us know that we need to say in our own lives, speak, Lord, your servant is listening. That's the first reading we heard last week. And again, we need to be setting aside time each and every day to have the Lord speak to our hearts, to ask ourselves, are we listening? As Dominicans, we have the beautiful motto to contemplate, contemplare, et alis trare contemplata. That is, then to share with others the fruits of our contemplation. And this points to the second activity of the fisherman. A fisherman doesn't per se go out and find the fish, grab them, but he simply sets the invitation. He sets the lure, he sets the hook. He makes it attractive to the fish to come and to reel them in when they come. And it lets us know that if we want to respond to God's call, all we have to do is simply live lives which are attractive, lives which in a beneficial way lure others to follow Christ in the way. And so ask yourself, how is it that my life, what I'm doing, how I treat others, is attractive in letting others know that God is alive, that love is real, that those sense of generosity and gratitude are those elements which help us to thrive as human beings. There's no doubt the Lord has called each and every one of us to be fishers of men, to use our gifts, our talents, to attracting others to following Christ. And so our questions for this week are we taking time to listen? Like the good fisherman, are we taking that contemplative time simply to open our ears, to take a sense of rest, a sense of recreation, a sense of prayer, to contemplate where the Lord is calling us? And then how is it that we put that into action? How is it that by the way we live, we are attractive to lure others to following Christ by the way we act, by the way we speak, by the way we treat one another? Those early Christians were known as Christians by the way they loved one another. Let us, like Peter and Andrew, James and John, follow Christ immediately, respond to his call here and now, this very day, to show others that love is alive, that the Lord is real, and how we treat one another. Amen. Amen.